Alright, so today I'm going to be going over a machine that I got from a liquidations company. As you can see, wiggle the charger around. Okay, I dropped the fan because I'm a dumbass. This is my machine, which is why I'm treating it kind of like shit. It's funny because like with my own stuff, I treat way worse than anything for customers. Like customer stuff, I have a paper towel on the table. I'm wiping the table off to make sure everything's perfect, and then it comes down to stuff that belongs to me, and yeah. You see how I treat it. Anyway, as you can see, I wiggle this thing as much as I can, and I have no green light on my charger. So let's go over some stuff, and let's talk about what's wrong with this thing. So I got this from a company that was selling a bunch of these, like 53 or 54 of them in lots, and they claimed that they never worked on them, that nobody had ever worked on them, which is, it was, by the way, complete fucking horseshit, and I may name the company at a later date. So I had asked them, so who works on these boards? And they're like, huh? And I said, well, you sell refurbished boards. I've bought refurbished boards from you, and you're selling me a lot of machines that you say may or may not have bad logic boards. Why would you sell this stuff to me at this price as being a company that fixes boards unless it was complete trash? And I didn't say it like that. I said it in a way where you don't really know that that's the question that I'm asking. And they responded to the question that I was actually asking. And they're like, oh, well, it's just quicker to sell these all as is, and we would never touch them before selling them to you. No, we're not selling you a lot of stuff that we don't know how to fix. They're just kind of like a no? You know, I was involved with this woman a few years ago who every time she did something that was really, really fucked up and just above and beyond awful and wrong, and I would point it out to her, or I'd say, so, did you do this? She'd go, no. And this is the same thing, like, did you work on these boards before you send them here? No. And here I have a fucking box of machines where every single one of them has Fluxer on the BIOS chip. It's like suck a dick. I mean, anyway. So we're gonna go over what's going on with this board. So as I've said, green light means I need to have my one-wire circuit working. Without my one-wire circuit working, nothing's gonna work over here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check for a short to ground, and you'll be able to see in real time the results I get in the multimeter because I finally have a proper camera angle. So I got that in diode mode over there. Here we go, diode mode. And we're going to see the voltage drop to ground on PP3V42_G3 hot. And nothing, no short. That's not a short. PP-G3 hot. That is not a short. Okay, so now we're going to plug it in and measure some voltages. So let's go over this circuit. Oh boy, that is cool. I've gone over the one-wire circuit so many times, I'm not going to do it again. You can simply search my channel for one-wire circuit, and you'll see me explaining it a million times. Long story short, this is the charger. For the charger, to talk to the SMC, you need PP3V42_G3 hot. This is the power supply that creates it from charger power. And let's see what voltages I get on my charger. Voltage mode. We're going to measure some different things. Coming into the machine, I get 16 volts. Now we're going to measure around this diode over here. We're going to see what the power is coming in. I also want to see what this resistor gives me. So this is going to be the charger power, and it's going through R6990. Let's see. R6990 is going to be that thing over there. Don't even know why I double check when I know exactly what it's going to be. I get 16 volts over there. On output of the resistor, I get 16 volts. Now let's check the diode. Let's see. So on the output of this diode, let's see what I get. So on pin 1 and pin 3, actually no, pin 2 and pin 3 is what I'm going to be interested in. Let's see on pin 2 and pin 3. Pin 2, I got power. Pin 3, I got power. And now we check pin 7. And also pin 4. Let's see what that chip actually looks like, shall we? This is one of those hints. So you see how this is the part that I really hate about board repair, because I know exactly what's going to happen here. I really do. So this over here, you see what that looks like? Yeah, that's a little burned. My 47 ohm resistor is a little burned. Let's talk about this, because this is something that's going to drive you absolutely batshit insane and out of your fucking mind. And it really does happen in the real world, and it is really fucking annoying, but there's just no way around it. All right. I'm just going to make sure that Open Broadcaster is still recording here. Okay. So this is where the charger power comes in an R6990, right? And we measured 16 volts here, and we measured 16 volts here. And then we measured 16 volts here, and then we measured 16 volts here, which is going to the chip. So 16 volts is on both sides of this resistor. This resistor is doing its job. And if I were to measure this resistor right now, if I were to measure this resistor with my ohm meter over here, I would actually get 47 or something like that ohms, right? So I'm measuring that resistor. And it's giving me 62 ohms. That thing has, again, 47, 62, not a big fucking difference. It really is not for something that's pretty much being used as a fuse anyway. So there's nothing like really critical going on here. This thing is pretty much a fuse. That's why it's there. It's not there to step down voltage or anything like that. And the power is on both sides of that fucking resistor. The power is on both sides of that resistor. That thing is off by a small amount. And again, the power is actually flowing through the circuit. That's the thing that's going to kill you. The power is actually going through there, and it's barely off. But I'm going to replace that thing, and I bet my balls that it's going to work. Watch. This is what really sucks. Like, this is what can really drive you up a fucking wall. And I know it's what drove the monkey who was working on this, who was putting, like, trying to... That's the thing. Why do you people replace the BIOS chip without using your goddamn brain or looking at the board? What the fuck does the BIOS have to do with the one-wire circuit? What the fuck does the BIOS have to do with PP3V42_G3 hot voltage rail? It has nothing to do with that, but like, you wasted time soldering that chip onto a programmer. Like a monkey who cannot think or use its brain. Alright, so we dumped that old resistor. I'm going to put a new one on, and again, watch, it's going to work. Watch. Watch. Watch how that resistor that barely measured out of spec at all, that passed voltage on both sides, that was getting voltage to my chip. After I replaced that, watch this shit work. This is a killer. Because this is the kind of stuff that I don't really often get on recording, but I wish I did, because people are not going to believe this shit without seeing it. Like, there's voltage on both sides of that resistor. The voltage is passing through, and the circuit is not working anyway. The resistor is measuring damn near within spec, and it's not working anyway. Again. So you may ask, if I'm not a fan of liquidation companies, why'd I buy all this stuff? I want the students in the class to have machines to work on. And I got away with having about like a really small amount last time, and it worked. The way I formatted it actually worked, but I want people to have more stuff. And these upcoming classes have a lot more students, which is why I'm bringing, well, duh, you're not hot yet, why I'm bringing a lot more machines. So I bought all these so I'd have stuff for everybody to work on. And I'm sitting here fixing them a day, 2 days before the class, before I have to leave to do the class. Because I have a lot of shit to do, so yeah. But yeah, this is what we call practical. A day before you leave for your practical board repair school, you prepare the boards for your practical board repair school. Well, I know this is going to work. I'm not even going to bother, testing it before saying that I know it's going to work. I just know. When I plug this shit in, a green light is going to come on, and the fan is fucking spinning. So again, like, look at this is the kind of trolling that really usually only happens off camera. It really, like, this is the kind of stuff that if I try to film this, it won't happen. But look at this crap. Look, now it's going to turn on every single fucking time again. That resistor was passing electricity. There was power on both sides of it. The power was getting to the chip that it needed to get to. And it still did not want to produce what it needed to produce. Which is bullshit.